These are yours, yes?
Yes.
All of them? Yes.
I wanted to start with a real big two-part question about your prep process, because this seems like such an ambitious project with so many like wonderfully creatively fulfilling challenges to it. What is something about your process for prepping for roles that has stayed the same from film to film to film? But then also, what is something about The Brutalist that called for something unique?
Oh, that's a wonderful two-part question. I always need to feel like the least amount of acting I can do, the better I can be, if that makes sense. I hate the term acting because it's so superficial and so surface. But to inhabit someone, and the beauty of film is that you can have these moments of just distilling another time and place and context of events and experiences in another individual, and it can be shaped and form a life of a human being that isn't yourself. And the only way to do that is to really find a way to connect in every one of those moments, and not let one slip by. And every time one slips by, it's a failure. It's a personal failure. And it doesn't matter what's happening on set or who's doing what in your eye line or who said what to you or what you're contending with in your personal life. No one knows, no one cares. What is left is living on. And so it's a big responsibility. So every movie I do, whether it's a comedy or a heavy dramatic film where I honor a real individual or represent something that is worthy of us speaking about, is a similar kind of need to either do the homework or do what it takes to stop, to not make believe. And a lot of it comes with imagination and being present, but if it requires some specific homework, I have to do that. And then this film, I had the luxury of living it, living with an understanding of the immigrant experience, the yearnings of an artist, and the yearnings of, more specifically, my mother being a Hungarian refugee who moved to New York, moved to America, and her aspirations and journey as an artist to leave behind something which László's experiences and lived journey parallels my mother's.
This wasn't on my list to ask you, but I asked it in the other room, and what you just said is now making me think about it, because I was reading some quotes Brady gave about how he was comparing architecture to filmmaking, and he said something to the effect of architecture and filmmaking have a lot in common. And then he goes on to say, The Brutalist for me was a way of talking about the more bureaucratic aspect of the artistic process, and it was 100%. Making me wonder, did working on this movie and maybe exploring that theme, but through architecture, impact your artistic process at all?
100%. And also to have such a deep, intimate friendship ensue and trust for a filmmaker. And for him to be so free with sharing his own struggles and how it pertains to his yearnings in making films in the first place is such guidance, both from a creative perspective and my yearnings and the need to not acquiesce all the time and the struggle for a filmmaker to fight for the vision, the specificity, the need for vista vision, even though that's going to be much more cumbersome, the need to insist that the movie doesn't at the end go on a portal so that people will actually see it in a theater on a 70 millimeter projection, because that is what that is intended for, and that is where the most depth and complexity will be revealed, is admirable. It's admirable. And it's challenging, but it's done for integrity and devotion and again, the same objective, to leave behind something and leave behind the emotional experience for the audience. And there is something about the permanence of film that is like the construction of an architectural work.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I have so many questions about working with Brady. I'll go with this
Love
one.
him, love him.
Really
So
something else. And watching him grow as a director from this
Yes.
seat has been something else over the years. So this movie in particular feels like so one of a kind to him. Like, I know with certainty that nobody on this planet could direct The Brutalist the same way. Is there anything you observed him doing on set that could maybe speak to that singularity, why this film is so uniquely his own?
It's very personal to Brady. It's very personal to his journey. It's personal to the journey of many, but because he understood it and was fearless and tenacious, and not fearless in the sense that he was unafraid, but fearless in the sense that he sacrificed and lived in debt and made something enormous out of nothing and did it with grace, and not only conjured a wonderful evocative performance from me, but from every other character in this film. And the most day players in one moment are full of emotion and sensitivity and a connection between my character and one woman he meets in 2 hours of filming, and the significance of that and the longing and it just breaks my heart. It's just too good. It's just too good. And that's what we all strive to do. And he did it, and he fought for it, and he did it with grace. And that's hard to do.
Fighting for a vision and doing so with grace is like music to my ears.
Yes,
I want
mine
every
too, by the way. I've been doing this a long time.
To pursue their art that way. I must
too.
leave you. I will say congratulations on The Brutalist.
Thank you.
Really a next level achievement.
Thank you so much.